Welcome everybody, this is Manuel Vasile. We comment for you the Argentinian Grand Prix today for the P4OW Wheels Manager 2023 edition of the second league, the Formula 3000. I'm very glad to be here with you today for this third round of this championship. It will be held into the Juan y Oscar Galvez Circuito of Buenos Aires in Argentina. Someone of you can remind about this circuit who held some Grand Prix for Formula 1 in 95, 96, 97 and 98. But many other of you probably weren't born yet, so we will see together how this layout was. And consider that the Argentina had some other Grand Prix during the 70s with other layout, longer and faster. And probably we'll see that layout or join with the new layout in some part of the circuit. Well, the practice was finished at the moment, so we can now start the qualifying session. But first of all, I will show you the standings about this championship. While two rounds were held yet, so this is the standing of the drivers. We have on the front. Oh, sorry, this is not updated yet, so I will show you the updated one. I didn't notice before. And at the top of the standings we have two drivers because they shared the same results basically. So we have Eddie Ryan, the North Ireland driver, and Yannick Dalmas, the Frenchman, with the 43 points because they have one win each and one second place. Then in third place we have Christian Fittipaldi, who was able to get podium in both Grand Prix. There were Kyalami in South Africa and Interlagos in Brazil. And in the fourth place we have the teammate of Fittipaldi, Christian Danner from Germany, with 22 points. I'll show you the standings of the teams. Of course, updated to the Brazilian Grand Prix. We have in the front the Hamoy Racing Phoenix, managed by Amir Aydinowski from Macedonia, with 53 points. In second place, the Monster DC Racing with 52 points, so only a point of difference. And in the third point, we have Korma Autosport with 49 points. What can we expect from this Grand Prix? Basically the same thing we have already seen in the first two rounds of this championship. So the Mugen, the Power Mugen engine will have probably be in the front of this qualifying grid because the power of that engine is a lot of more than the Cosworth one for the moment, because Cosworth will have the possibility to be upgraded in the market session. And after this Grand Prix, we have the first round of the market. So probably some of the teams will have the possibility to upgrade something of their cars. Yannick Dalmas, the Frenchman, would have the possibility to win both the first two Grand Prix, but with an error in the first race in Kyalami, give a present to Hedy Irvine, who won. And probably here in Buenos Aires, the Frenchman would be able to stay in the front again. Well, the qualifying session is now undergoing, so we can check if some of the best driver is already in the track and follow him to understand the track, to see the track together. This is Mark Blundell. Okay, we can show the track with Mark Blundell. As you can see, there will be an hill, downhill in the front, in the main straight. And then we have right-hander first corner, probably one of the few points where the driver can overtake, can try to overtake. Then after another right-hander, we have a left-hander corner up the hill, and then a little straight, and then a chicane, a long chicane on the left and the right, and then a right-hander long corner. In this race, we can have some problem with the tires wearing, and this is the hope of the Goodyears supplied, of course. Then after a little bump, we have a fast corner, a flat-out corner on the right, and this is another point where braking point, a very big braking point where the drivers can overtake, and then a slow chicane, left and right, and then two medium left corner, then a little straight and a corkscrew section down the hill, left and then right, a bit on the right again, and then another straight, and we arrived at the very last corner, right-hander up the hill corner, and we are again on the straight, and so we can now follow with Mark Blondel the fast lap, his fast lap on the straight. Mark Blondel raced for the AP team, and in the pre-season he have reached good results, but at the moment he hasn't made the same thing in the first two races, so probably we can expect something better from him and from his team too. There are no drivers who have already done some fast lap because the session is started only a few minutes ago. We can already see that drivers have different paces, speed, maximum speed on the right of the screen. You can see the maximum speed reached by the drivers, while Jean-Marc Gounon set the first time of the session, 1 minute 38 seconds. And as we can see, the Mugen powered has about 10 kilometers by hour more than the Cosworth one. Okay, we have Blundell on the finish line, while Dalmas got the pole position at the moment with 1:36 and 9/10. So the Frenchman is now at the top of the standings, in front of Paul, yes, McCarthy and Morbidelli. Then Blundell is fourth position for him, at about 1 second behind of the poleman for the moment. We can now check if there is someone on the track. As we can follow. Okay, Fittipaldi is now in second place with a gap of 0.2 seconds. We could check for Irvine. Now he's on the box at the moment. As Barrichello, of course. Barrichello is probably the best driver in this grid, but he hasn't at the moment the car who can help him to win the race or to stay within the first drivers. But probably in the second half of the championship we will see an improvement of his performances, thanks to the markets. And who knows, maybe he can gain the points and try to get a better position in the standings. Okay, we'll check if someone else is on the track. We have Luca Badwer or Tom Christensen. Okay, there is now Irvine Okay, we will check for him, and we'll follow his fast lap. Oh, well, Werner is in trouble at the corkscrew, but he was able to keep the car on the racetrack. Okay, checking, looking for Irvine. Here we are. This is Irvine. Irvine is on the top of the standings within Dalmas at the moment. And we'll see if in Buenos Aires there will be another episode of their fight. As I said before, probably Dalmas has something better at the moment respect to the North Ireland, but who knows? This game shows us in the past and in this edition of the Formula One championship that something can happen in every moment, especially with the lap drivers or in the late of the race with the wear of the tires that causing some big problem for some drivers. Oh well, the Irvine, the breaking point missed the breaking point, and but he was able to keep the car on track. Okay, and now he's ready to start his fast lap. We will follow him from the home board. I remind you that he has Pirelli tires, as you can see from the graphics, and he has the Mugen engine. And what about the fuel? I don't remember. Oh well, there's a news because Eddie Irvine called box pit stop. So probably he will abort this fast lap, and this could be a big problem for him. I hope that he will have the possibility to make some other laps before the end of the session. We have 11 minutes more to go. I'm checking about the fuel of Eddie Irvine because I didn't remember it. Okay, Irvine has a BP British Petrol. So the heavier one, but the Mugen engine make the difference at the moment. A lot of difference. Yeah. Okay, we can now check another driver. If there is someone who can try to get close to Dalmas. I don't know if there are some other drivers. Maybe Panis. Olivier Panis was in third place, even in Interlagos, but he has some problem, probably at the engine, so he had to abandon and to retire from the Grand Prix. While he was third, when in in Kyalami has the problem, not in Interlagos. My bad. Okay, now Panis is on the mid straight and started the fast lap, the Frenchman, and we will see what he will be able to do. It was a quite good car, Panis one. Bully Racing, managed by Davide Bullita. Okay, the first sector is over 2 tenths far from Yannick Dalmas. I think he is. He will not be in the front row, but he can manage to get in second row. Yeah, because there is a big gap from the third one with McCarthy, Perry McCarthy, and Gianni Morbidelli. About 7 tenths of difference. Oh well, this corner is a bit tricky for the drivers that they miss the braking point, so We will see in the race if it will cause some accident or spinning. Okay, now Panis is about half seconds behind the Dalmas. Okay, he's now on the finish line, and he got the fourth position, as I suggest before. Okay, so now the standings is Dalmas in first position, and behind him we have Fittipaldi second, and third Perry McCarthy, then fourth position for Oliver Panis. Fifth position for Gianni Morbidelli, then sixth position for Blondel, then Oliver Beretta and Eric Bernard, Christian Danner, Paul Tracy, who closed the top 10 for the moment. There are some people without fast lap at the moment, such as Alexander Danardi, then Mika Salo, Menu Barrichello, Eddie Ryan, and Heinz Frenzel. Especially for the last two, I have a lot of expectation, but at the moment they didn't any fast lap, any timed lap, so we have to wait. There is a Barrichello and Menu on the track now, so we will try to get them. This is Barrichello. Okay, Barrichello on the main straight, and now he's on the finish line. He got the 17th position, so so far behind the Dalmas. And we check for Mika Salo. Now Mika Salo is in the warm-up lap, so he isn't ready to get the time at the moment. This is Alain Menu instead with the Phoenix team. Okay, we can follow him. He's 2.5 tenths of gap distance from the pole position sitter for the moment, but now the disadvantage increases to 6 tenths, so he could be able to get probably the 5th position or to get close to the 3rd or 4th row. Okay, we can follow him with the onboard camera. The Frenchman is on the last corner, right hand corner, and then on the main straight again. Okay, 137, and he's now on 7th position. Okay, 7th position for Alamin. There is now Franzen on track. And of course now we have a problem with lap drivers or slower drivers, because after a moment of the qualification some drivers we started to make some lap with full fuel tank, so they are so slow, and the other drivers could have some problem to overtake them, and to have the possibility maybe to improve their lap times. Okay, Francis is now ready to start his fast lap, so we can follow him. While Irvine is in the box. And we have 4 minutes. 4 minutes to go. Okay, follow the German Heinz Frenzen with the Red Bull car, as you can suggest for as you can notice that he has the stickers from the sponsor, from Red Bull, team of Artur Smaglia. Oh, the first sector is way slower than Dalmas, only 4 tenths and 8 hundredths of disadvantage. Okay, now there is Irvine on track, so we will check if I can find him. Oh, here we are. is Irvine. I think he will be the only one who can try to take away the pole position from Dalmas, but who knows? There is 3 minutes to go, and everything can happen. Only 3 drivers without any lap time at the moment: Zanardi, Irvine, and Franzen. But we have already seen that Franzen was in his fast lap, but it was really far from the pole position. So I decided to change my view from him to Irvine. And then now it's the moment of Irvine, and he will be in the last corner right now. Okay, and we'll start his fast lap. I hope that he will not return to box another time. Okay, now he's the only one to not have a fast lap, so we'll follow him. While there is some debris on the track, I didn't notice the owner. It seems some blue, light blue debris, probably from DC12. We'll check later, maybe. Trying to understand where Zanardi and Franzen were. Okay, Franzen 14th, then Zanardi only 23. Position 23 for him. Irvine is a 10th and 600 away from Dalmas. Now the advantage increased to 3 over 3/10. Then probably he will not be in the first row, but he can try to be in the second row and the fourth position, just behind McCarthy and ahead of Christian Danner. It will be important for him to not be... Oh, what a car control for Irvine. That corkscrew. A lot of drivers have a lot of problem in this corner, and I think that in a race it would be a really big problem for them and for the drivers behind. Okay, now we have Irvine on the front, the main straight, and he's third position for the North Island. So I think it will be the final standings for this qualifying session. We have Dalmas on pole position, then Fittipaldi second, and third McCarthy, then fourth position for Eddie Irvine, fifth position for Donner, then Panis, Menu, Morbidelli, Blandel, and Eric Bernardo to close the top 10. We have 11 drivers in 1 second of gap. The Beretta is 11th at almost 1 second. I'm checking now the standings to see if some of the drivers fighting for the first position of the standings are in bad shape here in Buenos Aires, but it seems not. Okay, Barrichello only here in 11, no, sorry, in 18th position. Oh, well, 18th position for Barrichello, so he is far away from the pole position. While Eddie Irvine was able to make another fast lap, and he is really close to his personal best, but it's not enough to fight with the pole position. While there is some change in the standings, well, I will wait a second, and then Irvine was now in third position. Well, so the standings changed just in the last minute. Dalmas is in first position, pole position for him, then Fittipaldi second, but in third position we have now Eddie Irvine, followed by Kerry McCarthy, and then Olivier Panis, who is now in fifth position. And they try to close the gap, and they were able to make something, but not enough to fight with Dalmas. Okay, I think we can fast forward the session to the end because there will be no other improvement. Okay, now we'll see now the final standings of this qualifying session in Argentina. We have Yannick Dalmas on pole position, then Chris with Amoir team, then second position for Christian Fittipaldi with the Monster DC, and then the two Kurma Mugen, and third and fourth position with Harry Irvine just ahead of Perry McCarthy, with a gap really close, only 4 millimeters. Then fifth position for Oliver Panis, ahead of Christian Danner in seventh position. Then Alain Menu, Eric Bernard, Gianni Morbidelli, and Mark Blundell in the 10th position. Barrichello didn't improve, but I didn't know if he was on the track in the later minute of the session, so we can move on to the race session now. Race will be of distance of 36 laps. Okay. Oh, sorry. My bad. I have to change the safety car strategy in order to make them retiring during the first lap. Okay, we are now ready for the race. And green light, and then Dalmas trying to keep the lead just ahead of Christian Fittipaldi. Oh, the Brazilian tried to get the lead now, and it seems that he can do it. Yeah, Christian Fittipaldi gets the lead just in front of Yannick Dalmas at third position for Eddie Irvine. Yeah, Eddie Irvine keep the third position just ahead of his teammate Perry McCarthy. And then we have Christian Danner and Olivier Panis. There's some change in the middle of the classification, but I didn't understand what happened. Okay, we can follow the first driver, and now I can change it for a little bit behind, where we have Christian Danner very aggressive in this starting lap of this Argentinian Grand Prix. There's a battle between Menu and Olivier Panis, while Fittipaldi keep the lead for the moment, but Dalmas is really close to him, so we have to follow him. And then there is also Irvine. Irvine really close to Dalmas. We can see in the fast straight that if we can be able to have some. Sorry, I was checking something else. Yeah. Okay, we have now Fittipaldi on the main straight, just ahead of Yannick Dalmas. We can see if something happens. No, so I can change it to behind. There is Danner overtaking Barry McCarthy and gaining the fifth position. Well done for Christian Danner. I think that Oliver Beretta has now gained position to Mark Blundell. And now there is a battle between the Red Bulls, while Paul Tracy gained position to Azar Franzen, and I think that Pedro Lamy trying to overtake the German too, and at the external part of the track. Yeah, but the Azar Franzen was able to keep his position, while there is now the DC-12 of Collard that overtakes the Portuguese driver Pedro Lamy. Oh, something happened. Something happened in the front because Dalmas is now really far away from Dalmas. We can check the replay. Oh, there was something before. Probably a mistake, but oh no, a battle between Dalmas and Irvine, with Irvine really aggressive. Who tried? Oh, an overtake, a strange overtake. Wait a second, please. Sorry, seems that someone was knocking on my door, but not true. It's not true. So we can now follow again our drivers. We have Fittipaldi on the front, ahead of Dalmas, and then Irvine in third position. Okay, we are checking on the middle of the group if some position changed. There is now a red car. Oh, Buenos, who tried to overtake, and I think he was able to make it. He overtakes Werner, the German one. Okay, we can now come back to the front. Oh, a really big fight between four drivers here with McCarthy, Danner. McCarthy was able to take back the position to Danner, and is now in fourth position, just ahead of the German and Alain Manu and Olivier Panis. While Dalmas is trying to close the gap to Fittipaldi, he is now just 2 seconds behind of the Brazilian girl, the Brazilian guy. Oh, there were an error by Panis. Okay, Oliver Panis made some error, I think. I will see now in the replay. Probably trying to attack menu. Yeah, I tried the overtake and then oh, an error. It was an error, a real error by Olivier Panis, who lost a lot of time, and then Morbidelli overtakes. Yeah. Bernard and Morbidelli overtook Panis during this lap, thanks to the error of the Frenchman. We are now on the main straight with Fittipaldi, who completed this lap. Dalmas and Irvine gained such a 4/10 of seconds in this lap to the Brazilian. They are trying to close the gap. The battle between them in two laps ago, of course, caused a big advantage for Christian Fittipaldi, who is now in the third position of the driver standings. He was able to get a podium in both races he did. Now I can see that Dalmas is closing the gap. He's now under the second of distance from Christian Fittipaldi. So I'll stay with them. We'll see if something happens. Well, after 4 laps, this is the standings at the moment, with Fittipaldi in front, ahead of Dalmas, Irvine, Danner, McCarthy, Menu, Bernard, Morbidelli, Panis, and Blandel. We are again on the finish line. Fittipaldi is on front, but Dalmas is 6 tenths away from him. Attention, because Irvine could be able to try and overtake. Maybe not here, but in the next corner. Oh, he loses something. He loses something in the first corner, so he wasn't able to attack the Frenchman. But they are very close, so we can see another fight between them. In this race, it seems that Dalmas hasn't the pace to get away and to leave Irvine at safe distance. But the first three drivers are really far from the group. They are at least at 7 seconds behind the first three. Now they are really close, so everything can happen. We are going now with the onboard camera with Eddie Irvine. Eddie Irvine has the fastest time at the moment, the fastest lap, 1:37.8. And Dalmas did better at the moment, 1:37.7. There are changes now in the classification, so we can show other drivers fighting between each other, but there are no modification in the standings at the moment. And there are no retirement for the moment. We are now again with Fittipaldi, and Dalmaso probably can try the overtake, maybe not here. Can wait for the corkscrew. Really close the Frenchman to the Brazilian. But not enough to try to overtake, maybe in the future. Then Barrichello gained the position, now he's in 14th position. So far away from the lead. But maybe the Goodyear tires can help him to scale up the standings during the race in the second half. Now Irvine is really close to Dalmas. Maybe with a bit of slipstream can make an attempt. No, he stays behind Dalmas. Not so much emotion in this first lap of the race, but as we have already seen in the first two races, this is the leitmotif of the race. They aren't so much emotional in the first laps and the first half of the races. Maybe something happens in the second part of the race due to the wearing of the tires or some retirement, even if we have only 2 retirements in the first 2 races of this championship. The engines seems to be more reliable than the Formula Ones. You can see some change of the livery for this Grand Prix due to the fact that some car looked like the others. This is the LRG with a strange livery with a lot of rectangles colored with all the colors. Yeah. Who was the painter? Don't know. Oh well, Irvine overtook Dalmas, and I've lost the moment, or maybe it was in the very first corner. It seems to be really close, and then he attacked. Yeah. Oh, okay. Clean overtake for the North Ireland to Dalmasa, so the standing changed, the classification changed at the moment with Fittipaldi in front, but behind him we have now Eddie Irvine instead of Yannick Dalmas, who is third. Then Christian Danner is fourth, and Alain Menu is in fifth position. They are trying to make some gap distance between them and McCarthy. McCarthy was in fourth position and he has lost a pair of position, I suppose, but I didn't see how and when, especially. Oh well, now is Irvine trying the attack to Christian Fittipaldi. Well, the corkscrew, Irvine trying to take the lead in the external, but he wasn't able to do. And then Yannick Dalmas trying to take the second position, a big battle between them, side by side. And then Dalmas is in the interior part of the track and trying to close the attack to the North Ireland, and it seems he was able to get the second position. Yeah, it's true. So Fittipaldi now is in front, and Dalmas gained back the second position. So Fittipaldi is really lucky in this race for the moment, because every time the other drivers trying to make an attack to him, they lost a lot of time, and he is able to make some gap, to create some gap. And then he's now in first position ahead of Dalmas and Irvine. Well, there is now Penis. He made an error before in this corner. Now he kept the position and he didn't attack Per McCarthy, but he's really close to the Kurma Autosport of McCarthy. Can now see if he try to attack the move on the corkscrew. No, he stay behind the British driver. Okay, 10 lap finished. Okay, we can now see if Panis tried the attack. Yeah, the turn of Perry McCarthy, and he gained the sixth position. Sixth position for Olivier Panis at the moment. As I said before, after this Grand Prix, there will be a wind of market, so some team will be able to make some upgrade of the car, or the engine reliability, or the fuel weight. So probably from Imola, who would be the fourth round of this championship, some of the performance of the car would be different from now, and maybe we can have a shuffle of the power rankings. or at least this is the hope of the Cosworth supplied, because at the moment they are really far from the performance of the Mugen supplied. Fittipaldi gained the lead ahead of Irvine, then Dalmas, fourth position for Danner, then Menu, Panis, McCarthy and Eric Bernard, followed by Morbidelli. Blundell is now in 10th position, ahead of Paul Tracy, and then Frentzen, so the two Red Bulls. It seems that Irvine is able to make some gap, to create some gap between him and Dalmas, so there is over than 1 second of difference from Irvine to Dalmas. While the Frenchman, it seems is not in his best race of the season at the moment. No retirements at the moment. This is really good news for all the teams, because about the rule, there is a rule about the classification of the cars. If both cars of teams will be classified at the end of the race, the team will receive an extra credit of 2. I can talk about the Argentinian Grand Prix, as I said before, in the 70s, and one Oscar Galvas circuito had some of edition of the Argentinian Grand Prix. I think all the edition of the Argentinian Grand Prix, because there aren't any other facilities ready to held some Formula 1 Grand Prix, but anyway, it was a different layout, a really faster one layout. This is a track with we have inside a lake, and at the time the cars had to make 2 long straight just beside of the lake, and a really long right-hand corner, the Salotto corner, who join the 2 straights, and then they come out here, as you can see. So we are now basically in the oldest part of the track. This part of the track was always used during the Argentinian Grand Prix. We now have Irvine really close to Fittipaldi, under the second of difference. So we can see if the North Ireland trying to attack again. The Brazilian driver tried to get the lead. Fittipaldi gets the lead, the very first corner of the race, and he didn't leave it for a single moment. Really close now, Irvine, so we can go with the onboard camera. Well, Dalmasi seems to be away. He is away. Over 1 second and a half behind Eddie Irvine. Now Irvine is approaching to Fittipaldi. He's looking for space to try the attack and get the lead. We'll see if another time it will be a mess for him, or if he will succeed and get the lead. Fittipaldi seems to be not in trouble at the moment. While we are approaching to the half of the race, we are now in the lap 14. Okay, now he's really close. Eddie Irvine, so go on board with him, and he tried that attack and complete the overtakes. So after 15 laps, the Emperor of Fittipaldi finished, and then now is Irvine is the new leader of the race of the Argentinian Grand Prix in Buenos Aires. So Eddie Irvine first, then Fittipaldi second, and third Yannick Dalmas. Fourth position for Danner, then the new Panis, Bernard, McCarthy, Morbidelli, and Blundell. Barrichello was able to overtake Paul Tracy. We didn't see the overtake, but I can notice this from the standings in real time. We are now again in the front of the race because Fittipaldi lost the first position, but he is not so far from the lead. He tried to stay close to the newer leader, while Yannick Dalmas seems to not gain so much. Wow, what a car control for Dalmas. We can now see again and in the replay. Whoa, oversteer for him. This could be a news because maybe the car will be in trouble with tires in the next laps. We have to check the situation of the tires, but probably the Pirellis will have some problem in the last laps, the latter part of the race. The only thing is that there are no good years in the top 10. Oh, this is the first one, is Morbidelli. Morbidelli in 9th position, okay. 9th position, and he is the first Goodyear supplier. While Barrichello is trying to come back from his 18th starting grid position, and now he's in 12th position. As you can see, McCarthy has a lot of problem at the exiting of the corner. Lose the grip for a moment, so probably the Pirelli tires is in trouble. It will be a news that can change a lot of things for the rest of this Grand Prix. Then there is another Goodyear, is Blundell in 10th position. Oh well, what an attack for Christensen to Collard, but the Frenchman was able to keep the position. I will show the replay because it seemed a very aggressive attack for Christensen. Oh, at the inside, yeah. Yeah, what an attack for Christensen, but at the moment Collard resisted and keep the position. That we can see some movement in the future laps because it seems that Pirelli tires are now struggling, starting to struggle. So we can see if something changed. Morbidelli wasn't able to overtake McCarthy. We have to take into account that a lot of Pirelli supplied as the Morgan engine, so they have a big advantage on the straight. So the Goodyear's drivers had to try to overtake, of course, in the slow part of the track, but it is not easy. It's not easy at all. So probably we will see some strange attack, strange overtake attempts, but it's not the moment. Probably it's too early. Only 18th lap. We are in the middle of the race, so we'll see in the next lap. But I can assume that not before the 25, lap 25, probably there will be some big change. Not before. Adi Hirmine leads the Argentinian Grand Prix just ahead of Christian Fittipaldi, then Yannick Dalmas in third position. Dalmas is ahead of Christian Danner, then Alain Menu and Olivier Panis. Well, now Morbidelli tried to overtake outside. No, cannot be able to make it, but we show the replay because I think that Morbidelli tried overtaking the inside, yes, but as we have seen before within two other drivers, Christensen and Collard. Even in this case, Morbidelli wasn't able to complete the overtake, but he's now really close to McCarthy. We can see the slipstream, if it's work, can help Morbidelli to reach the speed of McCarthy. No, not at the moment. I just noticed that there is a problem with the JIT. I will fix. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Fixed. So you can see now the maximum speed of the cars, and Morbidelli is has a maximum speed of 232 kilometers by hour, and he's over 10 kilometers by hour slower than Perry McCarthy. Let's see that if Christian Fittipaldi, no, sorry, Morbidelli tried again the overtaking the side of the corkscrew. No, no, but probably will be not be able to make the attempt in the straight. So he needs to attack in the slow part of the track. See the difference of engine, while McCarthy say hello to Morbidelli and get some advantage. Okay, we can now come back to the front, where yeah, we have Irvine in first position, 2 seconds ahead of Fittipaldi, then Yannick Dalmas. Danner, Menu and Panis are together from the very first lap of the race, while Panis had a problem with an accident just here in the corner, in the slow corner, and he lost a lot of time, but he was able then to come back, and now he's just behind of Alan Menu. But it seems that Panis has a bit more of speed than the other drivers of this group. But of course he needs to overtake them, and it's not easy. McCarthy keeps the position to Morbidelli, who isn't able to overtake him. And it's a miracle, or probably simply an attempt in another part of the track. Oh well, there is a yellow flag for Alan Menu. Oh, what a mess! Alan Menu, and there is an accident. Yeah, there is an accident with between him and McCarthy. We should the replay while McCarthy, the exiting of that corner, probably it is the second corner, makes an error, so it was all his fault, and then he joined back the track in the worst way possible, and Perry McCarthy really risked a lot. I will show the on board of Perry McCarthy, because he probably found out Menu. What a risk! What a risk for the British driver. But at least he gained the position. So changed in the classification, where we have now Danner fourth and Panis fifth, just ahead of the teammate Bernard, and then we have now Morbidelli 8th, Blundell 9th, and in 10th position Menu, followed by Franzen really close to him, and Barrichello in 12th position. Oh, now the Brazilian tried the attack on the inside, and he gained the 11th position. So now he's another race, of course, because the Goodyears are looking really better than the Pirellis. so we will see some show, of course. Oh, there is an attempt on this side of, and this time there are McCarthy and Morbidelli. Again, McCarthy and Morbidelli, and there is a group of 5, 6 drivers really close each other. But McCarthy is able to stay in his position, the 7th position, and Morbidelli now could lost some position because there is a battle between 4 cars, and then Alain Menu trying to attack on the inside of the first corner and gained back a position. So now Menu is in 8th position, just ahead of Morbidelli, and then there is Barrichello attacking Blondel. Yes, Barrichello is now in the top 10. Barrichello 10th position, just ahead of Blondel and Frentzen. And now the race is another thing. While Irvine is comfortably leading this race with an advantage of 3 seconds on Fittipaldi, who is second, and he has an advantage of about a second on Dalmas, who is third. But the real battle are in the middle of the grid, the point zones, which is really hot at the moment, and we see there are other changes in this corkscrew corner. No, not for the moment, but the cars are really close, so every error could cause a big mess. So Perry McCarthy is incredible, keeping his 7th position, while Barrichello is now just behind Morbidelli, but he's not trying to attack, while Beretta overtook Frentzen and gained the 12th position. "23 laps. Irvine ahead of Fittipaldi and Dalmas. These are the virtual podium at the moment. Oh, there is a mess, yes, and he is Beretta, Oliver Beretta, I think. We see the replay, what's happened in this corner. Something happened, yeah. Morbidelli, oh, Morbidelli trying to attack Menu. We see the replay from the onboard of Menu. Oh, Morbidelli, really aggressive. So Menu again, another time, he lost a lot of position and now is in 14th position. Unfortunate. Oh, what a group, really close. Ah, there is another attempt of Frentzen on Beretta. The outside. No way for the German. Ah, now another attempt, and it seems that now he succeeded. Yeah, Frentzen gained the position. So there are a lot of change now in this group. Blondel just behind. Sorry, Morbidelli just ahead, just behind of Blondel, and now he overtook the British and gained the 9th position, while Barrichello is now 8th and can push hard with his Goodyear tires. So now we have 2 Goodyears in the 8th and 9th position. and tend to, yeah, because also Blundell has good year tires. There is an attack on the outside of menu, but no way forward. No, yeah, it succeeds in some way. I didn't understand how, but menu overtook port racing. There is another accident between the poor Alan Menu. This time was Christensen in the outside touched Alan Menu. Third accident for Alan Menu. Incredible. Yeah. Twelve laps to go. The situation in the front is that Irvine has an advantage of about 4 seconds. He's comfortably leading these Grand Prix ahead of Fittipaldi. Then we have Dalmas in third position, Danner fourth with the other monster. So at the moment there is a big result for the monster, who is in the second position of the team's standings. Then we have Panis in fifth position, just behind his teammate, just ahead, sorry, of his teammate Eric Bernard. Then we have the incredible Perry McCarthy, attacked by anyone in the whole the race, but he kept the position in some way, and he is now in seventh position, ahead of Barrichello Hates. Then we have Franzen in ninth position. And probably something happens to Morbidelli. Yes, Morbidelli lost a lot of position. Yes. There was a spin. There was a spin for Morbidelli. Completely his fault. And then also Blunder lost a position. So it is Franzen who have gained a pair of position, a couple of position. Is now in ninth. Sorry. Yeah, Franzen is in position number 9. We are now on board with Panis. We're really close to Dana. We must try to overtake, because it seems that he has the pace to stay with the first 3 drivers, even if now he's really far away from them, but probably he is faster than Dana. 'Fittipaldi gained 6 tenths in this last lap to Irvine, and then Yannick Dalmas made better and gained such like 8 tenths to the leader. The group in the middle of the grid is great. So at the moment we have a fight between Franzen and Beretta. Can follow the Swiss man, if no, the Monegasque, sorry, the Monegasque trying the attack and pass through Okay, so Beretta now is in 10th position, top 10, instead of Frentzen and Pedro Lamy. Barrichello is slowly approaching to McCarthy. He is now away 1 second and a half. He needs to improve his pace because at the moment it seems that he isn't able to close the gap more. Nine laps to go. Maybe just before the finish of the race, Irvine will be able to lap Michael Bartels, who is far away 77 seconds. Pedro Lamy really close to Frentzen. And now the Pirelli should struggle a lot. Oh, there is something happens. Oh, and it's big because it is Dalmas, Yannick Dalmas, who retired from the Argentinian Grand Prix. Oh yeah, a mechanical failure for him, and it's big news for the race and for the championship too, because he was in the lead of the at the top of the standings. So this is the news that Yannick Dalmas had to retired from the Argentinian Grand Prix, and the debris of his front wing is now in the middle of the path. So probably someone could hit. No, not anymore. So Dalmas is the first retirement of this Grand Prix, and this is a big surprise because he wasn't really strong during the weekend, during the race, because he got the pole position, but during the race he hasn't the pace to stay away from the problem and overall to stay in the front. But I cannot expect that this mechanical failure. So Dalmas is the first retirement. This is the news. Christian Danner is now in third position, just ahead of Eric Bernard. Eric Bernard, who has just overtake his teammate. Oh, there is something who's happened, and now I want to see in the replay. Maybe he hit the car of Yannick Dalmas. You can check now. Something happened, but in the previous lap, so he couldn't stop the box, but he didn't. So he lost a lot of time. No, Here we have the front wing. What happens? Ah, yeah, yeah. Sorry, sorry. Yeah, I was not wrong. So Panis touched the rear of the car of Dalmas, who was retiring. So he lost the front wing, and he did an entire lap without the front wing. So now he is in the fifth position, but he will lose a lot of position now because he had to pit. Yeah, yes, he is now entering. Oh wow, he is joining now the pit lane with a big slide. So this is a really bad news for the Frenchman who will fall out of the top 10 for sure. Will lose a lot of time. And then we have now Bernard in fourth position, ahead of McCarthy, Barrichello, Blandel, no, Beretta, sorry, and Pedro Lamy. You can now see if Morbidelli, yeah, succeed the attack to Frentzen. So now Morbidelli is in the top 10 again, position number 10 for the Italian. While Panisse is now in 23 position. What a mess for the Frenchman. And this is Irvine, lap 31, so 6 laps to go. Irvine is comfortably leading this race ahead of Fittipaldi. Then third position for Christian Danner. We have the two monsters in position number 2 and position number 3. Then Eric Bernard is in fourth, ahead of McCarthy. And Barrichello is really close to the British driver. Oh, there is a collard was called the box. Probably he has some problem, but I cannot notice what happened to his car. I can only see that he is now far away from his teammate. Oh, sorry, no, the Budweiser is behind him, so I was wrong. But I don't understand why he called the pit stop. And it seems to be the only one to have called the pit stop. Oh, even Pedro Lamy is on the pit lane, so with a Goodyear car. So this is really strange. This is really strange what is happening with Pedro Lamy on the pit lane and all the cars continuing. And there should be another one in the pit lane, and it is Emmanuel Collard. So two drivers on the pit lane, when we have 4 laps to go, there is something strange because they did a short pit stop, and now we have Budweiser 2. Now we have Budweiser 2 was called the pit stop, so something happening, and it seems that drivers are pitting without any reasons. So probably it is a bug related to the fuel, I can assume, because they have the yellow panel on the front, sorry, on the top left of the screen. Something similar happened during the Formula 1 Grand Prix, but no one pitted at the time. Oh, now we have also Irvine was called the box, so I think there is something who can cause a red flag. A red flag because it is not supposed to be as it. Now the third driver, the third Christian Danner is has called the pit stop, and there are a lot of people. There are a lot of people in the pit lane, so there is something who is not working as supposed. So I think we must stop the race. We must stop the race, and then we can probably declare the race stopped. So sorry for this, because it was not supposed to be in this way. And yes, I will stop the race in this moment, and I will decide what to do really soon. Sorry for that, guys. See you later.